I'm Jay Velez-Mitchell, and we're talking obesity, and I have to tell you, I am not just a recovering alcoholic, but I'm also a recovering sugar addict, so I'm struggling with these issues as well. Get this, 63% of American women would rather sleep, read, or watch a movie than have sex. Now, here's something fascinating. That's about the same percentage of Americans who are obese or overweight. Could there be a correlation, I wonder? Jennifer Jimenez, house manager of VH1 Sober House. Do you think there's a connection there?
Yeah, I do, actually. You know, for me, I remember when I used to be a model, and I was a really great model and stuff, and I could become whatever you wanted me to be. But when I looked in the mirror, I saw an elephant. And in my recovery process, through everything that I'm recovering in recovery for, I'm learning to love myself inside first. And that was one of the greatest things, is I've been able to get foundation, and I'm moving forward from there. But, like, the whole thing, like, I didn't feel beautiful. Like, when I was heavy, like, people were really mean to me. Therefore, I didn't like myself anyways. Plus, I was going through the transitions, and people were belittling me, and at the same time, like, why would I want to go have sex with somebody? You know what I mean? Like, let alone have to share myself intimate that way. Like, I don't know who I am early in recovery, and yet I'm trying to express myself intimately. I really do believe that there is some correlation.
Yeah, and you know, there's a fabulous book that I read.
You bring up something that's really important. People don't realize when there's no nutrition in the food you eat, you also don't get a quality of energy that affects you mentally and physically. Your body needs nutrition. And when you don't get that nutrition, your brain doesn't work all that well either. And your the biggest sex organ, the most important sex organ, is your brain.
Yeah, and just by full disclosure, I've revealed a lot about myself. I could also tell you that I'm a vegan, and Robin as well is a vegan, and that means we eat a plant-based diet. We eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains. Okay, go ahead. Who wanted to say something?
Jane?
Yes.
Me. Hi. You know, there's a huge addiction to shame here that a lot of people don't really understand, okay? Is that all these behaviors, these compulsive acts where you can't stop eating the cookie, you can't stop eating the bread, there is a shame element. It's an addiction to shame, like the addiction to shame with alcohol, with drugs, with food. And what has to happen, there needs to be a new philosophy. You need to be addicted to self-esteem. And being able to do esteemable acts, like being able to say no to the cookie, no to the pancake, start to lose weight, start to look in the mirror, start to feel good about your new behavior as you build it, and then you start to become a healthier, well-rounded spiritual person, because then you can start to give that to others and help others, which is what Robin is doing and the other doctor.
But here's a problem. Fast food is addictive. Okay?
And not only is it addictive,
and it's not only the overweight people eating it, it's also the small people eating it too, but a lot of people gain weight from that. But the thing is you know what? There's a lot of shame. A lot of shame is in this. He's right. You know, I didn't want to admit that I was a food addict. It took me forever to admit that, because there is shame in that.
But Jane, you know what?
Let
me just say something.
Robin?
Wait a minute. Let me just say something. First of all, every addict has trouble admitting they're an addict. That's part of the problem of addiction. Right. You can talk about the alcoholic or the drug addict in the same way. They can't admit that they have a problem. That's number one. Number two, part of the addiction is the lowering of self-esteem, which creates the syndrome. You come out of your high, you feel bad, you eat more or you take more drugs because you want to get rid of that bad feeling. So it's a syndrome that is created by the offending substance that keeps you locked into that mechanism, and that's why you have to withdraw from the offending product, the food or the drug, in order to gain your sanity around it.
And Jane,
totally right.
Jane, I want to also say, the people also don't address the issues of why people become addicted or why they're overeating. People are unhappy. After working with a lot of people on Celebrity Fit Club and through my books, the reason why I even wrote this new book, Happy, is because I have found that people who overeat, who are addicted to food, have emotional issues that they're not addressing. And so I believe that if people understood what real happiness was and started attaching their happiness to the right things, then it would lead them to stop doing a lot of the emotional and the stress eating that you now see in obesity.
Well,
yeah,
can I say
and one of the interesting
things
I
found out.
Yeah, can I say something actually, like about what you just said, Dr. Ian Smith, is that I feel the same way. Like, I write down what I eat and why I eat what I'm eating. And I had to divorce myself from salt, although we sometimes date every now and then. But, like, there's certain things I've had to do, and it's hard. But if I want to take my power back, I have to go for it. And a lot of people say, oh, that's just too much work. No, I want to own my life. I want to be present, and I want to be able to live the best I can. But in that process, I have to write down what I'm eating. I cheat every now and then, yeah, and I don't feel good afterwards. So I go, okay, it was kind of like a little bit mini relapse, but I get to choose my next action, and that's the gift I get today because I'm aware of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. You know, it's progress, not perfection.
There's a great book called Fat is a Family Affair that says that if you want to find out who you really are and what's really bugging you, stop eating and the emotions will come up. And that's very exactly similar to stop drugging and the emotions will come up. Go ahead, Ruby.
That is the truth. It's, God help me, that's the truth, because that's what happened to me. When you stop eating, you get sober with whatever it is. When you get sober, you start figuring out what's really wrong with you.
And that's what people don't realize. When you stop the addiction, you actually get a better life. They have this fantasy that it'll be worse. It'll be, I'll enjoy my life less. But actually, you get your life back.
If you're overweight and you're gaining weight, it's because you're eating more calories than you're burning. You've got to figure out what you're putting in your body, and you've got to lower that to a point where it's below what you're burning in your exercise.
That was a winner of last season's Biggest Loser. Common sense, right? But it hasn't sunk in with 2/3 of us. There is good news, though. More high-profile Americans are throwing their weight behind combating the obesity crisis. Master Chef Mario Batali, famous for promoting pork dishes, has now joined the Meatless Monday movement, a campaign where meat eaters promise to give it up one day a week. As we've mentioned, I give it up entirely, and so does Robin Quivers. Robin, you have battled your weight. Tell us about your diet now and how it has helped you stay fit.
Well, basically, it keeps me from all of those things that would trigger me to overeat. That's number one. And I just wanted to address something that
But what do you eat?
I eat mostly vegetables, and I eat, some plants and, mostly plants, all, grains, whatever. But mostly I eat vegetables. I eat a lot of raw food, but I don't have to think about calories anymore. I don't have to worry about overeating. All of that's gone for me because I got rid of the food that had no nutrition in it. When your last soundbite, the man said that it was just the calories, that you have to lower the calories, but it's also the content of those calories. When you're eating empty food, your body is still hungering for nutrition, and it keeps asking for food over and over and over again.
I see Ruby shaking your head yes. Ruby.
It's so true because, it's not about only counting the calories because I could eat sugars and that. I can never have sugar again. As long as I live, because I'm addicted to sugar, it gives me a rush, and that's something I've not put in my mouth for 2 years and 2 months. I can't do it,
And Jennifer, you agree as well.
Yes, I do. I think that, it's true what Ruby and what Robin both said. Like, you can eat other things that are not going to be nutritional for you. I work out a lot. I burn a lot of calories, but I need to intake healthy calories, and I have to be aware of what that is for me. I would love to eat a chocolate bar at McDonald's, but I can't.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I recently gave up sugar, and now I identify as a sugar addict. I say, hi, I'm Jane. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I'm a sugar addict. And, I have a daily reprieve from my addiction. Go ahead.
The food industry has done a great job of confusing us as to what food is and what good food is as compared to bad food. Because even when we are dieting, they'll just say it's calories, calories, calories. You don't have to worry about what those calories are. And that is absolutely not true. You cannot survive on junk food. I don't care how low you cut the calories.
Dr. Ian.
Yes, I agree with Robin 100%. And what I love about the way Robin has approached this is that Robin is not on some commercial with some weight loss commercial being paid $1 million to lose weight. Robin realized that she was making bad decisions. She needed to make smarter decisions, and she has done that, and she's now understanding food a lot better. I believe that really the best way to lose weight and to own your weight loss is by making minor changes in what you're doing. Not drastic changes all the time, but you have to own these changes and make sense of them. And that's why I love the way Robin's done it.
We're out of time. I wish we had several hours. You gotta all come back. This is a fabulous special, such an important topic. You are watching Issues on HLN.